Guys, this is Ryan with Mama on Mission, and today I'm going to bring you a Christian mom tag. I was tagged by Simi John, so go check out her channel. I'll link it below. And I was actually tagged, I think, a few weeks ago, but somehow, it may have been because I was out of town, I missed the notification, so I'm just now getting around to filming this, a little late to the game. But these are just 12 questions about being a Christian mom, just to help you get to know me a little better. And I do not have anyone in specific I'm going to tag, but if you are a creator or want to become a creator and you want to make a video answering these 12 questions, I invite you to do so. Question number 1. Are you a stay-at-home mom, a work-from-home mom, or a working mom? I am currently a stay-at-home mom, and I have been, before I had kids, I worked outside the home, and then when we lost our first pregnancy, I became a work-at-home mom. I ran an in-home daycare, and then when I had my first son, I became a stay-at-home mom. About your kids, what are their age, gender, names, all of that. So I have 3 boys. Jude is 8, Jonas is 5, and Abel is almost a year and a half. How many kids do you want is number 3. If my body could handle it, I would want 4. I would want 1 more. But I've had a couple pregnancies that were not too nice on my body. And just for my health, I don't think I should probably have another. But I do hope and pray that I'm able to foster and adopt someday. So I am waiting for that. So like total number, I'm not sure, but at least 4, at least 1 more. Number 4, favorite Christian mama resources. First and foremost, I would be silly not to mention the Bible. Of course, all wisdom comes from there. But as far as podcasts, I love the Risen Motherhood podcast. I have mentioned them on my channel before. And as far as books, this doesn't apply to everyone, but with 3 boys, this is my favorite book. It's called Raising Men, Not Boys. And I do not remember who wrote that. But look it up and I'm sure you can find it. It was just a really great book about how to make your boys men and not, we have like this tendency as moms to want to like keep them little forever, and that's okay. But we need to teach them things like hard work and love and devotion and, all those good things. So really good resource. Number 5, what is your current favorite verse? I have my current favorite. I'm pulling it up on my phone right now so I don't misquote it. And then I have my all-time favorite. So my all-time favorite verse is 2 Corinthians 4:16 through 18. So we do not lose heart, though our outer self is wasting away, our inner self is being renewed day by day. For this light momentary affliction is preparing for us an eternal glory, or an eternal weight of glory beyond all comparison, as we look not to the things which are seen, but to the things that are unseen. For the things that are seen are transient, but the things that are unseen are eternal. And that's just my favorite because it's so easy to get wrapped up in us and what's going on in our immediate lives. And it's easy to forget that this isn't what we're here for. God's given us a purpose here on earth, definitely, but we're living for Him and for His glory and for eternity. So the rest of this is kind of second to that. And I just love that verse to just kind of keep me on track of that, with that. But currently my favorite verse, and I actually sent this to a friend the other day because I thought it was applicable to some things she was going through. It's a pretty common one, but it is Ecclesiastes 3:1 through 8, the time for everything verse. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but the very first verse is, for everything there is a season and a time for every matter under heaven. And I think so often we get wrapped up in, if things aren't going our way, then we must have done something wrong, or we haven't prayed hard enough, or, whatever. But at the end of the day, like God says in His word, that there's going to be mourning, there's going to be hurt, there's going to be loss, there's going to be conflict, but there's also going to be the good things. And so we shouldn't freak out when those bad things come, because even though we're believers, those things will still come. And it's not because you've done anything necessarily. There are natural consequences if you disobey. God allows certain disciplines, if you will. Sometimes he just allows those trials to come so that you're more like his son, and that you can bring him more glory. So that's just been my favorite lately, because I really like just knowing that even hard times, good times, any time in between, God is still God, and it's his plan that's going to come to pass, and I don't need to worry about it. All right, number 6. What is God teaching you through motherhood right now? This kind of like goes along with that verse. He is teaching me about his sovereignty. I really like to be in control, and I really like things to go exactly how I have them planned. And motherhood from day one has shown me that that doesn't work all the time, most of the time. But lately, I've been trying these certain things with my kids to correct some certain behaviors and stuff like that. And sometimes it's working, and sometimes I feel like I'm just hitting my head against a wall. And the bottom line is, I can't control their hearts. They are their own little people. They are still sinners, and they're going to do what they do. I can lead them and shepherd them in certain ways, but they're not little robots. They're not going to, just take my orders and march. They're going to push against that. They're going to do whatever it is they want to do sometimes. And I have to trust that God is sovereign, and, he will lead them to salvation for his glory. So I just got to trust that and know that he has a plan bigger than mine, and all of my striving and all of my planning is never going to be as good as what he has planned. So I just need to trust him. Number 7, what do you enjoy that doesn't involve kids? Well, not much doesn't involve kids these days, but I love to write. And it's something I don't want to type. It's something about actually physically writing. I always have a mechanical pencil in my hand. I actually like the physical writing things out. But I also enjoy, creative writing and poetry, stuff like that. And to go along with that, I like to read. But I also enjoy, this is a little known fact, I love dancing. I do not get to do this much other than silly dancing with my kids. But I actually like choreographing things. I used to be a part of church dance teams and stuff like that. Those are no longer a cool thing, I don't think. So if that ever comes back around, sign me up. But I love, making up movement and putting it to song and whatever. And also, I obviously love me some date night. Just going and eating with my husband in quiet, and taking walks, and whatever else. It's great. Where are we? Number 8. What is your favorite thing to do with your kids? Honestly, because I have boys, my favorite thing to do with them is simply to just be outside, in nature, going on walks. As they get a little older, I hope to go on more hike type things. My 1.5-year-old's kind of at a weird age for that right now, but letting them pick up rocks and find bugs and play in the water and, all those boy things. Because I love being outside anyway, but then to see, the joy on their faces as they explore, it's just priceless to me. But I also really love to read with them, cuddling up on the couch, reading whatever our read aloud is at the time, or letting them read to me. That I don't always love, because sometimes it takes a long time because of their ages right now. But I just enjoy the whole process of getting into a story with them. And then I also really love movie nights, just cuddling up with some food and a movie and just hanging out together. Number 9, what is a favorite memory with your kids? I had a really hard time with this one because there aren't that many specific things. The only really specific things I can think of is a really cliche thing, and that was the first moment I got to hold them. That wasn't so much with my third one because I had kind of a weird delivery with him, but Just like when I first got to truly look at them and touch them and um, just feeling, that real baby, not just a picture and not just a feeling in your belly, but an actual like baby in your hands. Um, there's just something about that. But my others are kind of more just like a general, um, not specific memories, but when we do go and play outside and when we do read a book together, things like that. But I also have lots of little funny memories that I really cherish. And thankfully, some of those I've caught on film, so I can like go back and look. But like my middle son, when he learned to cross his eyes when he was like a year and a half old, like we would say, do your silly face, or crazy eyes is what we'd call him, and he'd cross his eyes. Um, and just like little things that they do. My baby has started doing this thing where when he wants me to pick him up and I'm like running around trying to do stuff, he'll come up to me and do this. And that just like kills me every time. So I don't have real specific memories, but there's lots of things that just like are stuck in my heart. Number 10, one thing you do to stay motivated as a mom. First and foremost, I pray. When I feel that I am slacking or that I just am having a hard time, no matter what it pertains to, I just go to the Lord. And more than anything, He just helps me to get my mind right, helps me to remember that this is my calling, this is my duty, but He gives me grace for it. I don't have to work for it. I have to work. There is physical work in motherhood, but He is the one who gives me the grace for it, and I just got to keep going. But I also really love to get together with some of my mom friends. We just had a meet up with some girls that we hadn't seen in a while, and it was just so refreshing just to talk and just to, just being with them and hearing. We didn't even talk about anything really deep, but pardon me, but we, just hearing them talk about their kids and about their lives, it's just so refreshing because number one, you see that you're not in this alone. And two, you just are like, yes, yeah, we can do this. They're going through hard times, but they're making it. They conquered this. Look what they've done. Just getting in with those fellow moms just helps me a lot. And then number 11, what is one thing you always pray over your kids? First and foremost, I always pray that God would save them, that He would just pierce their hearts and become super real to them, and that He would just redeem them. And number 2, super easy, I just want them to be like Jesus. I want them to be real and authentic, and loving and gracious and truthful and kind, all those things that Jesus is. I could be here all day talking about it, but I really just want them to come to know the Lord and to follow Him, just completely abandoned for His glory. So we pray that every day, sometimes more than once. And the last one, number 12, one piece of advice or encouragement for other moms. My number one advice would be to just keep going. There are times when things are hard. There are times when you feel crazy. There are times when you really just don't know what to do next in any given situation with your kids. And consistency really is key in a lot of things, whether it's potty training or back talking or whatever it is. And also, it's never too late to start parenting better. I've just seen so many people where they try to do something and it's hard, and so they just give up and they say, oh, well, I've just lost that battle. Yes, there are battles you're going to lose, but the things that are big and that matter, don't give up. And it's never too late if you think, oh, well, they're just like too far gone in this sin, or they're too far gone, they're never going to potty train, or they're never going to. It's never too late to try something new. It's never too late to just be a better mom. So just don't give up on that. And I would say, last but not least, do the hard things. Don't just shy away from something because it's hard. And just remember that it's not you doing it by yourself. Like I said earlier, God will give you the grace to do the hard things. So just love them and love them well and point them to Jesus, and I think you got it. So I thank you for watching. And again, if you want to be a part of this tag You're It, go ahead and make a video and tag me in it, and I will go watch it. Otherwise, I thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.